Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Fucking crazy California weather. It's sunny as hell. It's windy, but at least that fucking rain is gone. It pounded down on us. For the upcoming WrestleMania season, talk about a little bit Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. That's been the match that I'm thinking about the most. Of course, on Monday we saw the early contract signing of Brock Lesnar and Undertaker challenging each other for the big one at WrestleMania. Of course, this will be for the 22-0 or to end the streak at 21. I don't think there's going to be a person in the building who believes that Brock Lesnar is going to be the guy that beats the streak, but I think everybody knows that Taker believes in this match, since Taker's the guy who pretty much handpicked his opponent. He's been trying to get this match since WrestleMania 27 when he showed up at the UFC event, and they did their sort of planned angle. The only thing that didn't really go along with what they were doing was that Brock lost the match that night. I think that was one thing that they definitely didn't see going down. It still played off. Who knows if it played off as big as they wanted it to be. Who knows if Vince McMahon was involved until after it happened, or if he sent Taker there to do it and sort of had Brock's good well wishes on it. With Taker, you want to do it and trying to get it on in the back street. Luckily for us that the UFC reporter was there to capture it all for us. I remember people going crazy on the internet trying to think of how this was really going to play out. If it was, I'm not 100% sure that people thought that Taker was challenging Brock to a real fight. I think everybody knew that they were trying to play up, trying to get Brock Lesnar back to WWE for WrestleMania 27. It's a blessing that it didn't happen, for the one fact that Triple H and Taker had a damn well awesome fight that night. It's kind of how Stone Cold Steve Austin was so pissed about not getting the spot he wanted for WrestleMania, and then he found out sitting at home watching Monday Night Raw that he was wrestling Bret Hart in a submissions match at WrestleMania, and if it wasn't for that match happening, he never would have got the biggest break of his career. Of course, he had won King of the Ring earlier. He had that under his belt, but I mean, really, like, if you look back at Stone Cold Steve Austin, he won the King of the Ring, and then it was 10 months before, Vince McMahon and WWE lit a fire under his ass and pushed him to the top of the place. But I think that this match is going to have more of a meaning than people really think about, or maybe I'm thinking about it too much. But when you break it down, Brock Lesnar really is the best opponent for Undertaker at WrestleMania, because he does have the biggest storyline. CM Punk likes to call himself the best in the world, but he might have the best chance in the world to beat Taker at this year's WrestleMania, seeing how at SummerSlam he beat CM Punk twice last year. He beat Triple H, and then as the lead up for SummerSlam, he broke Shawn Michaels' arm. That's Triple H's three last opponents. No, I apologize. That's the Undertaker's last three opponents for WrestleMania, and those are the guys that really pushed him. Ever since. To me, the streak really took off, after the Mark Henry match, when he had the big one with Batista, followed by Edge. Those were big. Those were really awesome, and those were really good. Who knows what they're going to do, if Taker and Brock are going to be on Raw every week from here on out, or they're going to sort of like play off each other, or one's there one week and one's there the next, and then we don't finally get a stare down again until right before Mania, because Undertaker promos, to me, don't really sell a whole bunch. He's out there, he says some things, people go crazy, they actually get to see him because he's not there that often. But to me, a Taker promo never really pushes me that far to the edge. And to me, I don't really know. We saw Paul Heyman use a lot of material last year for CM Punk going up against The Undertaker, but how much is he really going to have left in the tank for Brock Lesnar? It's just, I don't know where promos are going to go with here. But they'll build a story. They always do. That video package that they'll air for WrestleMania before they have the big show. It's always going to make sure that that the Taker match is always going to be really special. I'm really looking forward to this one. I hope you guys are too. In my opinion, this will probably be the main event that closes out the show with us, going home with Taker winning the big one, 22-0. Who knows if he's going to be able to make it back next year for 23. I know people are trying to line up him versus Sting, because of Sting's some California guy. To me, that's only going to work if you put the California surfer gimmick back on Sting. But at 50 years old, I don't want to see it. I don't know about you. Trying to push Sting as a California guy while he's the Black Crow gimmick at WrestleMania, I don't know. That just doesn't do it for me. Sting came here with TNA for Bound for Glory when they did it down in Southern California, and he didn't even sell out the building. So it's not like Sting is some sort of special California guy where people's going to flock to him to make sure they see him. I think that WrestleMania is going to sell out on its own. It doesn't need any help from Sting, and if it happens, it happens. If not, this is my last glimpse of hope, is that at WrestleMania we get to see Undertaker versus John Cena. I know that Jim Ross and Stone Cold Steve Austin were talking about it, thinking that that would be a big one. Sell out Cowboys Arena down there, or is it Cowboys Stadium down there in Dallas, Texas? That's the one I'm hoping for. That's what I've been waiting for years. Why they haven't done it? It seems like easy money, but that's the go home. I mean, that's the be all say all for Undertaker. I don't think in the next 2 years you're gonna have a big star that you're gonna be saying like, man, I wish I got to see this. I know some people out there really wish they would see Sheamus versus Undertaker, but to me, just Sheamus isn't the guy that I see going up against a streak. And for WWE to create a star that's gonna be big enough that you think he has a chance to beat Taker at WrestleMania, I want to see it. I don't really believe in them because they don't really have a huge track record of doing it, but here's to them. That NXT stole the show the other day on Thursday, embarrassed the hell out of TNA Impact, and that's it. Lesnar versus Taker. Click 30, baby. Yeah, come on.